and in it really, really well. So that's probably the best way objectively to monetize on social media. However, affiliate marketing, you can definitely make an argument that affiliate marketing is really good too. So in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to simplify YouTube analytics so you can get more views and subscribers, so you can finally be freed from confusion on which metrics you should actually pay attention to. And you're going to be able to duplicate my 3-step process that allowed me to create a money-making YouTube channel. So, here's some examples of some of my best videos. Here's an example of a pretty typical month. Been down a little bit lately. I think this last month we did like 30 something thousand, but typically like we've had 45,000, $60,000 months quite often. There was a stretch there where we were just doing over 50,000 every month for a long time. I think it's just the time of year is just a little bit down. But you can make usually somewhere between 5 and 100 times more than you make from AdSense by properly monetizing, right? By doing these things that I was talking about here. You can make anywhere between 5 and 100 times more from AdSense if you're properly monetizing. And it really depends on your niche and some other factors. But, so if you're making, let's say, $1,000 from AdSense, you should be making anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 a month if you're properly monetizing. But most people don't properly monetize. And it didn't just work for me. My methods have been proven by clients in all different kinds of niches. So just to give an example, Nicole, she went from confused and overwhelmed to making 80K plus per month in cybersecurity. She said she was just uploading videos with no real goal or aim. I think I had around 85 subscribers. I was going to give up on the whole YouTube thing. It seemed like a pipe dream. And Shane showed me a strategy that turned my YouTube channel into a system that gets consistent views. And now she's doing over 80K per month. She teaches people how to get into cybersecurity jobs, which I think is awesome. It's a heck of a lot more efficient than going to school for 4 years. And then, you probably don't even get a job. She teaches people how to get a job in like, 6 months, a year, something like that. Richard, he is making 12K per month passively. He's a career dev in personal finance, very busy guy, works at a Fortune 50 company, and he has a family, had a newborn baby, had some real estate investments he had to take care of, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, he's been on YouTube. He had been on YouTube for 3 years, and he'd often hit roadblocks when it comes to idea generation, really trying to find out what people are interested in watching. And with Shane's help, I was able to grow my YouTube channel to the point where my best month was around 12,000. Now he actually chose the affiliate marketing route. That's why he's not making as much money as the other ones, but it's really passive and it's a nice way to make money. Antoine went from struggling in burnout, creating content to making 100K plus per month. He also has a husband, father, very busy guy, had another business as well. And he was struggling with content creation and he was burnt out because he was working full-time, working a full-time job. But he's also, just quite busy with other stuff. And he said, what I learned from Shane is that creating content is not about the views, but making money. Okay. He learned how to actually make money because there's some videos that get a lot of views, and to a newbie's eye, you might look at a channel and be like, oh, this channel is not successful. They're only getting, 10,000 views per video or 5,000 views per video, or in some cases, even hundreds or just a few thousand views per video. When in reality, the types of views they're getting is what actually matters. And that's why they're making a lot of money on the back end. And so, he would get videos that get a lot of views, but he wasn't making any money from them. I taught him to make videos that actually can get views and make money. And that's why he was able to, that's why I was able to help him make it to over 100K per month. And then by duplicating a proven system, you guys can too. So here's, some other people, top left, seems as though we hit our first viral video. It's blowing up fast. This was the first viral video compared to the average, over 500 views per hour, 20K views in just 3 days. And then this is a student in the middle this is one of my best students ever. He went from absolute nothing. He hit 10K per month within 18 days. So he's one of my best students ever, absolute beast. And then top right, this is, you can guess when, they started working with us. It was around here. and went from about 32.4K views to 296.5K views in 30 days. 9x increase after working with us. This client right here just had first viral video after never having uploaded one for years. This client had been uploading for like over 5 years, and they'd never had a viral video. And then we helped them out. They got their first video with 177,000 views, which was a 196 increase to their average video, 196x increase. So yeah, it works for just about everybody in just about every niche, as long as you're making educational content. So we only work with educational channels. So personal brands that make educational content. We have worked with one faceless channel, but it's pretty rare. I don't usually recommend it. But yeah, personal brands that make educational content. As long as you're doing that, you can make it work. And here's uh, there's a lot of different sources of income that I have to kind of collect. But here's 1 month where we did 62,000 AdSense, about 34,000 sponsorships, 21,000 was PayPal money that went into my PayPal, and then we've got some other money in here. This was direct deposit, so it's a lot of different things, but like coaching, courses, affiliate income, etc. And that was about 159,000. So total was 277,000. That was just one channel, and it wasn't even all of it. So that is what you can expect once you're 5 years in, like I am, right? It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So this training is for you if you started one or more YouTube channels and failed big time. If you want to find the sweet spot of what your audience likes and what will make you money, and also what you like as well. You want to build a loyal audience that watches not just one, but most of your videos. You're sick and tired of getting advice from internet gurus with no track record, and you just have zero idea in what do these YouTube numbers mean and how you can actually make money from it. So like most of the YouTube gurus guys, like their YouTube channel is giving YouTube advice. They don't actually have a YouTube channel outside of the YouTube channel that's giving YouTube advice, right? I have a YouTube channel. I've made it to almost 1 million subscribers that has nothing to do with YouTube. We talked about like alternative education, college degrees, careers, etc. And I've grown that YouTube channel to extreme heights. I've grown it to, pretty being at like the top 99.9th percentile of earners on YouTube. And so I know what it takes to grow a YouTube channel, not just giving people advice on how to grow a YouTube channel, right? So a lot of these YouTube gurus, like you look at them and they don't actually have a YouTube channel that they've grown that doesn't talk about YouTube. So another thing a lot of people get stuck on is analysis paralysis on which metrics should they focus on to become viral. And new YouTubers and even the seasoned ones get stuck with these metrics, not because they want to, but because they have to. Up until a few years ago, the rise of YouTube channels was a steady growth, but now there are more than 14 million channels to date, making it harder than ever before, not only to start a YouTube channel, but actually monetize it. At least that's what people think. And what are the things that we can focus on and control? Well, reality is we have to know how the algorithm works for us to identify what we should focus on. So what the algorithm really is one, to help viewers find the videos they want to watch. And two, to make sure that people keep watching all these videos for a long period of time. That's what the algorithm is all about. And while it seems complicated, the algorithm can be broken down into just two simple things. Just these two things, right? One, to help viewers find videos they want to watch, and two, make sure that people keep watching all these videos for a long period of time. So how do you win the algorithm? Well, you don't focus on vanity metrics. You don't focus on pulling all-nighters to make the perfect video. Instead, you focus on three things only. And these three things are going to allow you to increase your views and subs. But more importantly, the money you make in the back end and go from $0 to your first 10K, 30K, or even 100K. We got to go all the way back to the ultimate fundamental question. Who is your channel for? Okay. This is the most important thing that you need to answer. Who is your channel for? Because if you know who your channel is for, you can make the perfect type of content for them. And it doesn't have to be content that you spent 10 hours editing videos for, or maybe even 30 hours editing videos for. It doesn't have to be super complicated, complex, difficult to make type of content if you know who your channel is for and if you can speak directly to them. Plus, we're going to be sharing an insider secret that I don't give out anywhere else. So make sure you stick around to the end of the training. But yeah, the three things. One, why big YouTubers only pay attention to these three fundamental metrics to grow their channel. Two, how to use the sneaky SEO optimization trick to help you land your first viral video this year. And three, the positioning play. Your channel needs to so you can get consistent views and subscribers. Okay. So secret one, why big YouTubers only pay attention to these three fundamental metrics to grow their channels. Okay, so you really only need to focus on three fundamental metrics, guys. Because remember, what we're trying to do is help viewers find the videos they want to watch, and then make sure we keep people watching and enjoying the content for a long time. Because there's a lot of metrics, and the fundamental metric number one is views. Okay, like I've seen. I can't tell you guys how many times I've seen this, where I'll have a student and they'll have two videos, and one video has a 10% click-through rate and it's got, 100 views, and the other video has a 3% click-through rate, but it's got 10,000 views or something like that, right? And I'll ask them which video is better. And they're like, "Oh, it's the video that has a 10% click-through rate, of course." No, it's not, because when you are only showing when the algorithm is only showing your video to a very small amount of people, that means you're going to have a higher click-through rate because the algorithm is more sure that those people actually want to see your video. When your video gets shown to a more general audience, a more mainstream, wider audience, your click-through rate and your average view duration, your stats are going to go down a little bit. So the number one thing you want to focus on when it comes to evaluating whether a video did well is did it actually get views, right? So if you get a video that got a lot of views, that's a really good sign, even if all the stats are bad. All of my best videos have terrible stats. Okay. If you look at the click-through rate on my best videos, it's probably like 3%. If you look at the average view duration on my best videos, it's probably like 2 or 3 minutes. Why? Because it got sent to a very broad audience of people that are not likely to be interested in the video, or not as likely to be interested in the video. And so therefore all the stats go down. Less people click on it, and of the people who do click on it, they don't watch as long, right? So fundamental metric number two is click-through rate, because click-through rate is still important. So if you have two videos that have, approximately equal views, like let's say they both have 10,000 views, then you want to start looking at the click-through rate, and you want to be okay, let's start looking at the click-through rate. Let's look at the average view duration, and let's see which one did better. So this one, for instance, this is a very popular video of mine. This one got 3.4% click-through rate, and it got 1.9 million views. This is another very popular video. It got 7.7% click-through rate, and it got 1.4 million views. Now, the funny thing is, you can't just, this is where it gets a little complicated, and this is where people get really confused about stuff. So pay attention, guys. You notice this one got a much lower click-through rate than this one. And one of the big reasons why that is because this one right here got shown in what's known as browse. So that means it got shown on the home page of Google. When you first go onto the home page, those videos that pop up, that's browse. And so that's going to have a lower click-through rate because I'm competing with Mr. Beast, right? Like, which one are you going to click on? 17 work from home job companies always hiring, or, I gave away $100 million in a deserted island in a jet. Like, come on, you're probably going to click on the second one, right? So of course it's going to have a lower click-through rate because it's more competitive, because it's on the homepage. Homepage is very, very competitive. Then video number two got shown in YouTube search. So this is way less competitive because these people probably typed in something that's very closely related to the title, which is 7 remote jobs that are always hiring. So when they go to search, they already have what's known as search intent. And so they're typing in remote jobs. And so they're generally speaking, when it comes to browse, when you're getting views from browse, and by the way, guys, let me know if my internet connection is bad. If I go in and out, please let me know. because I think my internet is not so good right now. But yeah, just let me know if I go in and out, and I'll just repeat whatever I said. I apologize for that. So if you really want some numbers, okay, when you when you get views from browse, your click-through rate is naturally going to be lower. When you get views from search, your click-through rate is naturally going to be higher. So 7 point, you'd think that this video is just significantly better than this video because it has a much, much higher click-through rate, but that's not necessarily true because of the way that it was getting views. Because when you get views from search, people have what's known as search intent. And they basically they're searching for the topic of remote jobs. And so they're very likely to actually click on something that's remote job related, right? Okay, so when it comes to getting views from browse, generally speaking, what you want to aim for is about 4 to 6% click-through rate. 4 to 6% when you're getting views from browse. If you can, get about 4 to 6%. When you're getting views from search, aim for 6 to 10% click-through rate. That's just a general rule of thumb. When you're getting views from search, try to get 6 to 10% click-through rate. And when you're getting views from browse, try to get 4 to 6% click-through rate. Okay. Um, that varies greatly depending on the niche you're in, how saturated it is, all kinds of things. But that generally speaking is a good thing to aim for. 6 to 10% for search and 4 to 6% for browse. And yeah. So that's basically it. Hopefully that came through because I think I'm having a little bit of connection issues right now. So it's been really, really bad this week. All right. Fundamental metric number 3, average view duration. This is the average amount of time that people are watching your videos when they click on one of your videos. Now, again, you might think 418 is pretty low. You might even have videos yourself where you're getting like 6-minute average view duration. And yeah, when you don't get pushed out to a general audience, you're probably going to get a much higher average view duration. But with that being said, and that's fine. So again, my best videos almost usually have some of the worst average view durations and the worst click-through rates because they got pushed out to a general audience. And so for what it's worth, my all-time average view duration is 4 minutes and 29 seconds on this channel. 4 minutes and 29 seconds. That's my all-time average view duration. And it's really hard the format you pick, the niche, etc. I have some students that get 3-minute average view duration and they get lots of views, and I have some students that get 6-minute average view durations and they barely get any views, right? Or they get like a lot less than the other students. Really depends on a lot of different factors. But for what it's worth, my all-time average view duration is about 4.5 minutes. Now, I recommend a video length. The way that you can increase your average view duration when you're a beginner, I recommend doing video length of anywhere between 10 and 14 minutes and 59 seconds. So 10 minutes and 14 minutes and 59 seconds. That's what I recommend for the average view duration. Okay. So 10 minutes and 14 minutes and 59 seconds. Why 14:59? Why not 15? Well, it's the same psychological principle as something being $9.99 or $9.97 instead of $10. People are just a little more likely to click on a 14-minute and 59-second video rather than a 15-minute video. It's just a psychological barrier to them. So 10 to 14 minutes and 59 seconds is ideal for a smaller channel. You definitely want to aim for those two. My best videos are almost always in between those two, 10 to 15 minutes. Now, if you're a bigger channel, you can go above 15 minutes. You can go up to like 19 minutes and 59 seconds, and it actually stops mattering as much when you're a bigger channel. But when you're a small channel, ideal length is between 10 minutes and 14 minutes and 59 seconds. Okay. Make longer videos, guys. You're much, much more likely to go viral if you make longer videos. Secret number two, how to use this sneaky SEO optimization trip to help you land your first viral video this year. So this is called the Moneyball method. And this is a method I've used on almost all my videos that went viral. The videos that did relatively well quickly. And it's the same method that I used on videos that were duds at first, but then they ended up getting a ton of views over time. So here's an example of some videos that did relatively well quickly. And here's some examples. Here's an example of a video that did not do well right away, but then it got a lot of videos over time. Now, the Moneyball method comes from the movie Moneyball, which some of you may be familiar with. And this is a movie where they basically mathematically figured out how to make baseball and building a baseball team much more efficient. So, not to tell you the whole story, but basically what they figured out, and also not to ruin it for you, but this is kind of the main idea of the film. I don't think I'd ruin anything for you if you haven't seen it. But basically, what they figured out is instead of paying one player who's good at hitting home runs 30 million a year, they should pay six players who are good at just hitting the ball and getting on base 5 million a year each. And that's a much, much more efficient way of building a team. That's what they found with the Moneyball method. And so they basically just want players that get on base. And what I found as well is that I make videos that have a chance of hitting a home run. They can hit a home run. That absolutely can happen. But if they don't hit a home run, at least they get on base. And what do I mean by that? Well, hitting a home run would be getting promoted in browse, getting promoted on the home page. That's how you can get like hundreds of thousands of views a day, is if you get promoted on the home page. Getting on base would be getting promoted in search. Okay, so these videos right here all got promoted on the home page when they first were posted. They all got promoted on the home page. This video here did not get promoted on the home page, but over time, it got promoted in search. And so this is the Moneyball method. You want to make videos in such a way where there is a chance that they hit a home run, they go viral, and they get promoted on browse, the home page. But if they don't, they're almost certainly going to get promoted in search over time. That is the Moneyball method. Okay. So this is a super, super powerful method where it's basically you maximize the upside and you protect your downside at the same time by doing this, because you're not going to be relying purely on browse for your views. And that's what a lot of channels do. They rely almost purely on browse, and then if they have a few videos that are duds, their traffic just absolutely takes a nosedive, right? We don't want to do that. So have you noticed, let's talk about exactly how to do this. Have you noticed any similarity between all these videos? Well, the titles almost always have the main keyword very close to the beginning of the video. So the main keyword here is top 5 college degrees that are actually worth it, then colleges you need to avoid, then engineering degree, then work from home job, and then aerospace engineering, or aerospace engineering degree, rather. So the main keyword is very close to the beginning. This is a secret. For some reason, YouTube, when it comes to search, they very much prefer if the main keyword that people are searching is close to the beginning of the title, okay, of the sentence in the title. So you want to put your main keyword close to the beginning of the title, almost always. I see this all the time where people put the main keyword at the end of the title. So how to get the best college degree that's actually worth it, or something like that. Don't do that. Put your main keyword close to the beginning of the title. Now, you can still make your title look attractive while putting the main keyword close to the beginning. So you don't want it to just look like some kind of SEO optimized thing like aerospace engineering degree, make money with aerospace engineering, how to get an aerospace engineering degree. Like you just have like dividers. I've seen that before. That doesn't work very well. Don't do that. You still want the title to be attractive. So is an aerospace engineering degree worth it? It's pretty short, pretty punchy. It's a question that's interesting. That's a good title, right? 17 work from home job companies always hiring. Again, short. It's not super long. It doesn't have a bunch of other stuff going on. Engineering degree tier list, short. Colleges you need to avoid, ... short. Of course, a lot of people are going to click on that. It's got an element of drama in it. And then top 5 college degrees that are actually worth it, right? Actually adds a little bit of drama in there too. That's another thing. If you add a little bit of drama into your titles and your thumbnails, that can end up doing better. So that is what the Moneyball method is all about. You want to put the main keyword close to the beginning, and you want the title to actually still be attractive. You don't want it to be super long, have way too much stuff going on. You want it to actually be attractive. And then 3 steps to come up with a viral SEO optimized title. Let's talk about this as well. So this is another really important one. So you take an idea from a relatively small channel with lots of views, and then you take some keywords from the idea and use YouTube search bar or keywords everywhere tool to find the keyword with the highest volume of search. So for instance, worst college degrees, you can see that, right here has about 3,700. And so you take an idea from a relatively small channel that got a lot of views. So this is actually an example of an idea that I did. So this channel had about 10K subs. They had a video with 760,000 views, and it was called The Most Worthless College Majors. Now, you also typically want to favor videos that are either average or below average. Okay, very important you do this. This is called the icon method. So those are good videos. When you see an average or below average video that did extremely well, that's what you want to do, right? You definitely want to copy that, right? Copy the idea. The only thing you copy is the idea. Do not copy the thumbnail. Do not copy the title. The only thing you copy is the idea. So I took this idea, the most worthless college majors, and then I looked at keywords everywhere, take some keywords from the idea and use YouTube search bar or keywords everywhere tool to find related keywords with the highest volume of search. So the worst college degrees, et cetera, et cetera. You can kind of look at these and see which ones got a lot of search volume. And then you take that key phrase, change it a little bit to make it more appealing, and boom. So the most useless degrees, ... Right? Add a little bit of element of drama there, make the thumbnail actually good. His thumbnail obviously wasn't good. It was just a still picture of him. So I made the thumbnail actually good, made the title actually good. And the only thing, again, guys, that I stole was the idea. I didn't steal anything else, not a single thing. In fact, I don't think I even watched the whole video. I just watched enough of it to know that it was a bad video. Okay. So I don't steal any of the things he said in his video. I don't steal the thumbnail. I don't steal the title. If you do those things, you're much less likely to succeed. If it worked, I would tell you that it worked, but it doesn't. Okay. You're much less likely to succeed if you steal multiple things. The only thing you want to steal is the idea. And yeah, pro tip, slight changes are key. Get the same idea, but with different titles. You don't want to compete with the exact same keywords. So the video did really well. You don't want to be competing with the exact same keywords that he used. So you want it to be slightly different, right? And so that's why I changed it from the most worthless college majors to the most useless degrees. Here's another viral video example. Work from home jobs. What I did here is 11 companies always hiring work from home jobs. What you guys notice here is the main keyword is at the end. Work from home jobs. The main keyword is at the end of the title or kind of in the middle. That's not good. We don't want that, right? So what did I do? I practiced what I preach. Main keyword. Also, the video itself wasn't very good. When I clicked on the video, it was pretty poor quality. He had a lot of blurring on his face and stuff. And you can see what I did is I stole the idea. Top 11 companies always hiring work from home jobs worldwide. And then I modified it. 17 work from home job companies, right? So the main keyword work from home job is at the beginning. And then companies is kind of like a secondary keyword. So 17 work from home job companies always hiring worldwide. 1.2 million views. And it got more than that after that. But yeah, I got 1.2 million views in the first 5 months. So again, this is exactly how I do it, guys. You steal the idea of the video and absolutely nothing else. I see this mistake all the time where people will, they'll copy big channels that make really good content and are already established. Don't do that. Do not copy big channels that make really good content and are already established. It's going to be really hard to compete with them. Instead, find smaller channels that are not established that had videos that took off, and they typically either make average or below average content. and copy only the idea. So what people do is they will copy big channels that are already established and they'll copy everything. They're like a little Peter McKinnon clone or a Casey Neistat clone or a Graham Stephan clone. Don't do that. You are almost guaranteed to fail if you do that. So what you want to do instead is find a little channel that had a video that popped off, copy the idea of that video, actually make it good, and then change everything else. And you're going to be so much more likely to be successful. So, and again, this is the Moneyball method, guys. You can see this one actually got promoted in browse. It's that does happen quite often. So it ended up hitting a home run and it got promoted in browse. But this one mostly got promoted in search, right? So again, Moneyball method. And look at the stats on this, guys. 1 minute and 42-second average view duration is like super low. And yeah, it got promoted in search, right? So again, Moneyball method didn't hit a home run, but we got on base. And it ended up getting on base a lot because it got a lot of views from search. One point, what was that? Like 1 million views. This is a student doing the exact same thing. So this student had literally been uploading for, I think, 5 years on YouTube, and they'd never had a single video go viral. Not a single video they ever had go viral. And then all of a sudden, they started working with us, and immediately they had a video get 177,000 views. It was this exact video right here, got 177,000 views, and it's just, it's continuing to just keep going. And yeah, this is in one of the most saturated niches as well. The fitness niche is unbelievably saturated, right? So yeah, this is just an example. Moneyball method, icon method. That literally we try to make it as simple as possible, and if you just follow the steps, and you just keep consistently doing it, you're going to have videos that pop off. It's just that simple. Here's some other examples of clients. This clients getting 60K plus views per month when they weren't getting hardly any before that. 70K views per month. This client getting over 500 views per hour. Yeah, so those are some other examples. Secret number 3. The positioning ploy your channel needs so you can get consistent views and subscribers. So basically, this is how to position yourself, because a lot of people have this problem where they're like, Shane, I'm not an expert. Okay. Because obviously everyone tells people to position themselves as an expert. But the truth is, a lot of the time we're not experts, right? But we want to still talk about the thing because we're passionate about it or we're enthusiastic about it, etc. So here's how you can position yourself. Of course, if you're an expert on the thing, you can position yourself as an expert. But let's just talk about this almost like a spectrum. Let's say that you are like on a skill level from 1 out of 10, you're a 9 out of 10 at something. That means you're an expert. That means you can teach people who are maybe like all the way from a 0 out of 10 all the way up to a 9 out of 10 how to get to a 9 out of 10. And typically you're going to be teaching people that are just a few steps below you. So if you're a 9 out of 10, a lot of the time you might be teaching people who are like, a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10 in many cases. But if you're, let's say, a 3 or a 4 out of 10, you can teach people who are a 1 out of 10 how to get to a 3 or 4 out of 10. And if you're a 6 out of 10, you can teach people who are a 3 or 4 out of 10 how to get to a 6 out of 10. You're right. So just because you're not a 9 out of 10 expert or a 10 out of 10 expert doesn't mean you can't still teach people how to do something. And oftentimes experts aren't as good as intermediates at teaching beginners. I'll just give you an example. I play chess sometimes, and I don't think I would learn anything from a super grandmaster because they're just so far ahead of me that everything they'd be saying would just be going over my head. But if I had someone who's, maybe an expert or a master teach me, I'd probably learn a lot from them. Right. So it just kind of makes sense. So this is actually an example, like Cameron, she has a chess channel and she positioned herself as a learner. So this is someone who's probably like, maybe like a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10, something like that. And she positioned herself as a learner. And basically she's just sharing her journey of becoming an expert. Then Ali Abdal, he talks about a wide range of different topics, anywhere from skincare to how to invest, all kinds of different things. So he can't possibly be an expert on all those topics. So what he does is he kind of positions himself as an enthusiast, and he basically just shares the opinions of experts. So he finds books, he finds studies, he finds that kind of thing, and he shares those things in his videos. So he shares the opinions of experts as an enthusiast, right? And so he's somebody who is, in some things he really is an expert. Like obviously, there's some things that he talks about where he definitely is an expert, like productivity. But even then, he kind of positions himself as an enthusiast because it comes across as a little bit humble when you do that, when you position yourself as an enthusiast. And so this is a really good way to position yourself as well. So he's probably like, I don't know, like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 skill wise. And then expert enthusiast hybrid. This is ideally what you'd want to be because experts, a lot of the time, they can come across a little bit boring and a little bit, they just make it sound hard. Whereas if you're an expert enthusiast, you're an expert, but you are somebody who can communicate with someone on any level, right? You can communicate with beginners, you can communicate with intermediates, and you can communicate with other experts or people who are almost experts. You can communicate with somebody on any level. And this is ideally what you want to aim for, is being an expert enthusiast hybrid. And then of course there's an expert. And the example of this would be Jeff Chan. He's a professional MMA fighter. And he talks about top 8 Muay Thai elbow setups. That's pretty detailed, right? That's pretty niche. Real-time sparring. So yeah, he's an expert and he positions himself as an expert. And he teaches people that are usually at a little bit higher level and they enjoy his content. And you can see he doesn't get as many views, and that's fine, because he's usually teaching people that are a little higher level. So that's the 4 types of positioning. And it's really important how you position yourself because in the fitness niche, for instance, just to go back to this guy's example, he was positioning himself as an expert. And there are so many people. Okay, video's breaking up a little bit. Sorry to hear that. Are we good now? Are we good now, guys? Video's good. Are we good now, guys? Go ahead. Type in the chat. Okay, sounds good. Okay. So one issue with Josiah is he was positioning himself as an expert, which he is an expert, but everyone in the fitness niche positions themselves as an expert. So it's not rare to be an expert in the fitness niche. So what I had him do is I had him position himself a little bit differently. You can see this video that popped off. He positions himself almost like a learner or an enthusiast. Like, I lost 20 pounds in 2 months with 3 simple changes. So instead of saying how the objectively best way to lose 20 pounds in 3 months or whatever, he's like, this is just how I did it. I'm just sharing my journey, right? This is how I did it. Okay. So positioning himself as an expert is something that makes a big difference. Or sorry, positioning himself as more of like an enthusiast expert hybrid made a big difference because everyone else was positioning themselves as an expert. So this is really, really powerful stuff, guys. And yeah, these are, different examples of people who are absolutely crushing it. This person channel is up 50%. They were already doing really well. This person's channel, we got them to, making 830K views. This person was doing over 79,000 views per hour or in the last 48 hours. And this person had a video that popped off and, got like, 10K views in a niche that's very small niche. And Josh, for instance, was barely making any money on YouTube, and he went from that to earning 186,000 per month. He teaches people how to get IT jobs and cybersecurity jobs. And he says he knew he had the knowledge to help people, but he didn't know how to reach those people and scale. And after working with me, he had his first $5,000 a month. Pretty shortly after it, had a $10,000 a month, and then after that, probably after about a year or so, he got to $186,000 a month. Davis, same thing. His sales went up about 400%, and he's now doing over 100K per month. A lot of that comes from YouTube. And the insider secret, guys, what you must do immediately to duplicate and allow you to create a successful YouTube channel right now. So the revenue will just keep coming in like clockwork while you just work less than 1 hour per day, kind of like I showed. The only thing I have to do, guys, is record the videos. Literally everything else is taken care of on my first channel. It's just that simple. Like every single other thing is taken care of. All I have to do is just record the videos in order to maintain the channel. And that's how I have it set up. And that's how you create a real YouTube business that's sustainable. And, with a system that takes care of everything that needs to be done for you to create a full-time income on YouTube. You upload killer content. The system handles 95% of the work for you, blows up your channel, and it makes you 10 to 30K plus per month semi-passively on YouTube faster than would normally take people like 2 to 5 years to do on their own if they even succeed at all. And to all types of personalities too. Just to quickly go over, my students were all different. I have students who are professional truck drivers for 28 years, fresh graduate of engineering student, Amazon FBA business owner, freelancer, content creator for 11 years, tech sales professional, cybersecurity person, fitness dude, finance guy. Some of them had prior experience doing YouTube, and some of them had literally zero idea how YouTube works. So I had an idea. What if I take a YouTube channel that's struggling or a channel starting from scratch and apply the same method? Same YouTube formats, same proven way of making thumbnails, titles, and intros, same strategy for coming up with winning video ideas, and a little bit of tweaking, of course. And every single one of them blew up. Okay. So this is what I did a few months ago. I started taking on channels and every single one of them started to blow up. So here's a channel I took over. You can see, actually here's 3 different ones. You can see approximately oh my gosh, more internet issues. Holy cow. Wow. You can see approximately when I started working with these channels. Um, you can see where the arrow is. That's approximately when I started working with them, and they all started blowing up. Okay, they were not getting very much traction. They started working with me, and they all started blowing up. And this is somebody who hit their first 10K within 18 days. This is one of my best students. This is somebody who was able to give their notice at work, quit their job, and they say they have a lot of freed up mental energy. Here's some more students. Brand new immature course has 1,200 students now. All streams minus the 9 to 5 make about 40K last month. 32,000 from the channel. Before we started working with me, they were making about 4,000 a month from the channel. This student got to $161,000 in revenue. This student has been flat around a million. Man, that's tough, right? So they at this time they were flat around a million. I think they're doing quite a bit more than that now. So $1 million a month. So that's one of my 8-figure students. The student likely clear 100K gross for April. So yeah, just crushing it. And quite literally, your videos will do all the work for you. Okay. So this is all you have to do once you have the system totally set up is just record the videos. It takes some time to get the system set up, of course, but all you have to do after that is just record the videos and that's it. Everything else can be taken care of. And that's what we teach people how to do. You can do whatever you want, travel the world. On the left is me in the San Juan Islands off of Canada / Washington. In the middle, I'm in Japan at that square that everyone goes to where everyone passes each other. And then on the right, that is me in Singapore. Um, yeah. So just traveling all over, just doing it. Now, why am I doing this? Well, because I, know what it's like to work in a 9 to 5 that you don't like, right? I was in a very similar position to you guys just a few years ago. I was working as a pharmacist, doing 15-hour shifts, and I was working as a pharmacist during the pandemic as well. So we got robbed 3 times in a 6-month period because people were wearing masks, and you just can't tell who they are. You can't even see their face, and so it's really easy to rob businesses like that. And yeah, it's just I just realized like, man, like even before the pandemic, I realized something was way off. But when the pandemic happened, I was just like, man, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I just can't do this. And so, I decided to try everything to get out of 9 to 5. I started working on all kinds of different, make money online offers. This was one of them I did basically every single one of them. This was one of them, Amazon FBA. I created the booty kit because I wanted people to be able to work out at home. And yeah, YouTube was another one I did. This was like my first ever YouTube studio in the top right. And you can see I liked my own video. And I think, maybe Like my mom or something liked it as well. And then 4 dislikes, right? So I sucked when I first started YouTube. I was terrible. People hated my videos, right? But it doesn't matter. You're gonna suck when you first start. That's the only way you can get better. And yeah, this was my first set, and then the set got a little bit better. You can see like my gray sheet. That's a gray bed sheet behind me, right? So this in this video right here, that is a gray bed sheet behind me. So yeah, it doesn't take much to start a good set. And then now, I'm an ex-pharmacist. I was able to quit my job and travel the world. 800K plus subscriber YouTube channel, helped 17 plus businesses get to 100K plus per month. Helped another 4 businesses get to 1 million a month or close to 1 million a month, basically doing 8 figures a year. And I'm industry recognized as an expert. This is one of the companies I've worked with, Course Careers. Usually I work with personal brands, but Course Careers is one of the companies that I worked with that's a startup, and they're doing multiple millions a month now. And yeah, I want to help ordinary people, business owners, coaches, service providers, etc., to be able to do what I did, right? Basically, help people solve the same problems that I solved in my past. So, I had certain problems with the college degree system in the United States and getting a job, and I solved those problems. And then I basically just taught other people how to solve the problems along the way. And then once I had gotten really good at YouTube, I'd solved the problem of getting really good at YouTube, and now I'm teaching other people how to do YouTube as well. So it's pretty simple. You just basically help people solve problems that you already solved in the past. Um, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Because when you think about the other options, trial and error, time, money, opportunity cost, it just costs you a lot of time, and it costs you your life and your money. College and university, the cost is 30. That's actually incorrect. That's like usually per year, it's that much. So the cost is well over $100,000. Um, yeah, 1 year working on a video and marketing degree, the 4 years would be well over $100,000 for a college degree. Or you can take the swap and I handhold you with a content growth engine system for the next 6 months. So I'll work with you to help you achieve this yourself. And I promise you, this is significantly cheaper than the first option. And I'm sure this is not for everyone. It's a lot of time and work for me, time out of my schedule, the work I do, the support and the help, the training, so you can see how this works. And I can only handhold about 3 to 5 people at a time. And the reason we do this is because you deserve to have my team and my commitment. You deserve to have people work closely with you to make sure that you're meeting your goals. And now I'll just go ahead and offer you something that will allow us both to know whether we're a good fit or not. You can apply to book a call today. So would it be helpful if we talk about your situation and the challenges you're facing to start a YouTube business? If so, you can apply and book a call today. You'll either have a call with myself or one of my representatives. And basically, we will help you decide if YouTube is the right fit for you and help you decide if your niche is viable, for instance, if you have questions on that, and help you decide if, this is something you could actually make a full-time income from. And then we might choose to actually, partner with you and help you to achieve that. And so, yeah, you'd also have access to myself, my team, and a small group of others who are using the exact same methods to create a 7 and 8 figure YouTube business. So just as, again, some examples, Bill grew his channel to 177K subs and is now making over 70K per month. He said, Shane helped me out with keyword research, titles, and thumbnails, as well as turning my YouTube channel into a business. This client, he's making a 400K per month. He'd actually been doing YouTube for a long time, and I kind of helped him with strategy, monetization, and building a team for content creation. So he'd been doing YouTube for a while, but I helped him kind of in a different way than I help a lot of people because he was already pretty much an expert on YouTube. And this client here, Philip, helped him to get to over 30K per month, and I think he's doing quite a bit more than that now. But at the time that I helped him get to over 30K per month. And now his YouTube channel is an asset to his business, not a liability. And together we can duplicate my business over to you so you can start earning as soon as possible. And the earliest timeline of a person, because I always get this question, earliest timeline of a person who achieved his first 10K month is 18 days with a brand new channel. So is that typical? No, that's not typical, but there are many people. And yeah, go ahead and book a free strategy call now. Go.shanehummus.com/coaching. And wow, I think my internet went out again. All right, guys, go ahead, ask me questions. If you can hear me right now, which you probably can't, go ahead and ask me questions. I'm now open for any questions. Anybody who asked questions before, just go ahead and repost them because I'll go ahead and answer them now. So Eva says, do you have an editor? Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Of course. That how else would the videos get done by themselves? Absolutely, I have an editor for sure. YouTube comments. Let's go ahead and read YouTube. Seven Venged. Don't mind the views, just need a way to monetize. Yes, sir. Kamikaze. I also noticed if you start with shorts and switch to long form, it tanks your reach on long form. Yeah, I agree. I don't actually recommend shorts. I think that there's probably some very advanced strategy with shorts where you could make it work, but it just overcomplicates things for most people. Bula says, would you recommend looking at tags or other keywords from Muse videos that you find fit the criteria? How important is the engagement if the view to channel ratio is ideal? If you find killer keyword stats but no Muse videos, is that an idea to ditch? Always start with Muse videos. Don't do keywords. Start with the Muse video. You can use keywords to find Muse videos, but start with the Muse video. Um, let's see. Tags are completely irrelevant. Don't worry about tags. In fact, I don't even think I upload tags. Um, the keywords that you put in the description when you type in the description, that makes a little bit of a difference. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't, but it makes a little bit of a difference. So you could look into that, but no, the main keyword is going to be in the title. So you want to look up the main keyword in the title. And you don't necessarily use the exact same keyword. Um, but usually you do use the exact same keyword or something that means the same thing. So in my example, the one that I found was college majors. And what did I change that to? I changed it to college degrees. So I didn't use the exact same keyword. I used a slightly different one, but it essentially means the same thing. So hopefully that answers your question, Bula. All right. YouTube comments. Nadia Villarreal. Just signed up for coaching. Awesome, Nadia. Talk to you on the phone. We'll see if we're a good fit. Regeneration Zone. How much you spend for promoting your programs to get those results? I don't think I spend any money at all promoting my programs. Yeah, I don't do any ads if that's your question. Uh, how to overcome the fear of showing your face? Just do it. Just do it. Like it really like you don't have to use your real name necessarily. So if you're afraid of people like finding you in real life or whatever, like just I mean, first of all, like incredibly unlikely, but second of all, yeah, just it's not a big deal. I don't like yeah, like I'm gonna go with the Nike response here. Just do it. Just upload a video, show your face, just do it. Um, realize that your fear is irrational and just do it anyways. Everyone feels fear. So just you just have to overcome it. YouTube comment, Kevin K. Hey Shane, I'm 55 and love your channel. What are my chances of replacing my 80K per year job quickly? And by the way, did I think a gray divorce or retire in a foreign country channel would be fun? Would blow up quickly. Yeah, that could be a good idea for sure. Yeah, so don't quit your job. Do the YouTube channel on the side, Kevin. And then wait for it to start making money, and then you can quit your job. But in terms of I think you asked what the chances are. The chances are very high if you consistently do YouTube. Very, very high. So you can definitely do it. Mihir says if you join the YouTube coaching program, you find out it isn't for you, are you allowed to get a refund? Yep. We do refunds. Yep. As long as you try it out and it doesn't work for you, you can get a refund. But how would it work? You ask us and we refund you. That's how it works. YouTube comments, kamikaze, do hashtags do anything? Hashtags aren't really a YouTube thing. I think you're talking maybe about shorts or Instagram, but tags are totally useless. Don't worry about tags. For the Muse video, Robin asked for the Muse video, what is a good number of views? Um, at least 100,000. Yeah, at least 100,000. Now, if your channel's brand new, you could even go down to maybe like 30,000 if it's a really juicy Muse video. But yeah, usually at least 100,000. And then as your channel gets bigger, let's say your channel's at 100,000 subscribers, then you'd look for Muse videos that are at least 1 million. So for me now, I look for usually 1 million plus for Muse videos. Luke says, what determines if a person is a good fit for your training? You're willing to work hard. You want to treat it like a business. You're willing to do educational content. You're not trying to do entertainment content. Um, yeah, that's a those are some things that we look for. Um, do you do a lot of research on the content you post? I mean, at first, yeah, but like now, for instance, no. Like I don't have to because I have a team that does it for me. Um, yeah, no. The answer is generally speaking, no. You don't have to. Axel Ventura, would a channel based on workout motivation be good channel to start and grow? Um, Workout motivation. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, Axel. If you mean like maybe the psychology of working out and just staying consistent, that could be good, but it has to be educational. Because if it's like a motivational video, that's entertainment. It needs to be educational. So as long as you keep it educational, that could be good. YT comments, Baraka, do you coach people with content? Yeah, I have 2K a month, and the other one made it to 850K per month. So yeah, definitely. In fact, it's actually easier to grow in uh, European markets that are outside the US. I would argue it's actually easier to make money and grow because those markets basically follow what the US market did like a few years before. So yeah, definitely Baraka for sure. Robin says, okay, thank you. Vivek says, is video editing matter? Yeah, I mean, it matters. It really depends on what type of content you're trying to make. If you're making mass market content that is designed to appeal to a large amount of people, then video editing um, is more important. So you guys notice like mass market channels usually have a lot of video editing. If you're making niche content where you're not trying to appeal to a lot of people, where you're trying to be the specialist, you're trying to be the brain surgeon, not the general practitioner, editing doesn't matter very much. Like the only thing that really matters is, are you talking about ideas that people actually care about? And are you giving value in your videos? Right? Because you're talking to a more sophisticated audience. They want to dive deeper. They don't need to be entertained. Right? So then video editing doesn't matter as much. But if it's a mass market channel where you're trying to appeal to a broad, like a large amount of people, then video editing does matter. Kriya, you must have missed the training before Kriya, or maybe actually I can't blame you because we probably lost connection. But basically the Muse video is the video that did really well from a small channel that usually was either mediocre or preferably bad. It was just an objectively bad video. That's your Muse video. You take the Muse video, you steal the idea from it, and then you make a good video from that idea. Lauren, educational niche on improvement of basic self-defense or learning in an activity improvement of basic self-defense. I like the improvement of basic self-defense. I'm not sure about the second part, Lawrence. Learning an activity, not really sure about that, but yeah, improvement of basic self-defense sounds that could be that's a good start. You probably want to get a little more niche than that. Mahir Patel, is it good to have proper thumbnail or is showing only your face good enough? That's another one, Mahir, where it depends on what type of content you're trying to make. So if you're making mass market content, you need to have good thumbnails. If you're making niche content for a very specific audience of people, thumbnail doesn't matter that much. So it's one of those things where it depends on what you're doing. So my first channel, if you guys want to see an example, my first channel is mass market content. Okay. So you see my thumbnails are pretty good on my first channel. My second channel, thumbnails are super basic because sometimes it's just my face. Sometimes it's just a still shot of the channel. Because on my second channel, it's a very niche channel. We're talking about very niche topics. Um, what are the easiest educational niches that anyone can get into? Oh, I mean, that's hard to say. That's hard to say. There's so many niches out there. I'll say some of the best niches that make money the easiest are Airbnb arbitrage. So teaching people how to start Airbnbs. Um, I don't even want to say some of them because they're my clients' niches. So I want to keep that private. But I'll say some that are kind of like well known. Um, Trading, any type of trading niche or investing, personal finance, those are really good. Lawrence Robinson, or dangers of my area, where to go or not to go so you're safe if not from San Francisco. That's a very interesting niche, actually. Um, hmm. See, I'm trying to think how you would actually monetize that, Lawrence. And that is a super interesting niche, but I'm not sure on how you'd monetize that. What I think that would actually be really good for is if you're a real estate agent, you could make content like that, and then you could be like, okay, by the way, I'm selling houses in this area and this area. I could see that being really good for making content, Lawrence. But I probably wouldn't do that. Go to the area if not safe from San Francisco, unless you know that you can properly monetize it. I'm not really sure. I can't really see any way to monetize that right off the bat. Kriya says, great, understood. Awesome, Kriya. Um, the skill of hitting softball instead of baseball. I think that's maybe a little bit too niche, Lawrence. Um, I have one more question. If I have two, Robin says, if I have two ideas that are unrelated, would I create a separate channel for each topic? Yes, absolutely. And Robin, I would just pick one topic to do. Just pick one topic. Don't do two different topics. Just one channel, focus on one thing at a time. All right, we got a YouTube comment. Ellie, how well would a general history geography channel do? You could make money from that on a mass market level. To be honest with you, you need to ask yourself a question. Are you solving a painful problem for someone? If you can do a general history geography channel and solve a painful problem, then that's good. But if you're not solving a painful problem, I wouldn't do it. That's my definition of an educational channel. Are you solving painful problems for people? Mahir says, is it better to make mass market content videos or niche videos for a specific audience? I like niche videos for a specific audience. I think it's much easier to make money doing that. You're when you're making mass market content, your skill level in order to succeed has to be probably 80 out of 100 when it comes to YouTube. When you're making niche content, your skill level only has to be like a 20 out of 100 to succeed. So I like niche videos just simply because your skill level doesn't have to be as high and it's just easier to monetize. You don't have to get as many views. There's just a lot of things to like about niche content. So I prefer niche content. I think it's better. And you could the another thing about niche content is you can always decide to go mass market later on. You can make that decision later on. Lawrence says, okay, thank you, brother. You got it, Lawrence. Kamikaze says, I had a spirituality channel that I only did a handful of videos, got it 200 subs. That was before I learned about the shorts curse. Yeah, don't worry about the shorts curse. Just keep uploading videos. I hear all the time. I've heard it. I can't tell you how many students say like, "Oh, I think I'm shadow banned," or "I think I have this curse," or "I think I have that," and it's almost never true. It's almost never true. Yeah, you just need to do the steps that I tell you to do, and you're gonna have videos that take off. YouTube wants to make money. They want to partner with people who are good at making them money, aka good at, getting views from the right people, right? That's what YouTube wants. So don't worry too much about it, right? They're not banning people left and right. Vivek says, thank you, sir, for guidance. You got it, Vivek. Lawrence says, appreciate you guys. By the way, guys, book the strategy call. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Um, we are, yeah, we're probably running out of spots, guys. So you want to book it now. Last time I think we definitely ran out. Last week we ran out of spots. So yeah, definitely book that call while you still can. Okay. Vivek says thank you. Lawrence says thank you. You got it, guys. My niche is stress and burnout recovery. That is an excellent niche, Amber. Absolutely. For sure. That's a problem that so many people have. And there's like a lot of different things that can cause stress and burnout as well. So that's a great niche. Relieving stress is an amazing niche. Um, Kriya says my niche is one, good, bad, and ugly of straw bale construction. Okay. Two, you can live and thrive with cancer. Okay, a 42-year-old warrior of stage four. Oh wow. I think that one stands out to me, Kriya. Absolutely. Um, have coached folks for the last 27 years with much success. Yeah, I like number two. Yeah, that one really stands out to me, Kriya. I think that even just making a video where you just share your journey is incredible. I like that one a lot, Kriya. Do number two. Uh, Ramon says, can you help to create a channel in Spanish? Yeah. So I generally recommend sticking to um European countries or first world English speaking countries. But with that being said, I do know people who are crushing it in the Spanish market as well. So you can definitely crush it in the Spanish market. Mexico, Spain, um, Colombia, etc. But generally speaking, I do recommend like it's a little easier to make money in the English markets or the European markets, just simply because more people have money, right? It's just that simple. But yeah, you can definitely crush it in the Spanish markets too. Yeah. Takel says, thank you for sharing your time with us, Shane. You got it, Takel. And then another thing I'll say about the Spanish markets is it's probably going to be getting better and better over time, right? So it's just people are just beginning to start doing well in the Spanish markets. It's just going to get better and better over time. And one thing that's really nice is you can always just kind of look at what the English market does or the US market, and then every other market basically just follows the US market. Sometimes it's delayed a year, 2 years, 3 years, but it's basically just following the US market. So you can kind of predict what's going to happen pretty easily. Tikel, yeah, thank you. You got it, Tikel. YouTube comments. Silver medal. Hi Shane, may I get your opinion on my idea? Channel focused on over 50 fitness exercises as an over 50 trainer myself. Yeah, fitness for over 50. Absolutely. That's a great idea. Yeah. One of my clients that's crushing it really hard has a similar niche. Yeah, fitness for people over 50. And a lot of the time you get even more specific than that. It might be fitness for women over 50 or fitness for men over 50, but yeah, really, really good stuff. That's a great niche. By the way, oh yeah, sorry. Kriya, thank you, Shane, for all your generosity. You got it, Kriya. Hot damn, thanks again for your direction. You got it. Absolutely. Amber says, can you tell us more about your coaching program, length requirements, etc.? All will be explained on the call, guys. The coaching program is 6 months. We have to make sure that you're a good fit for the program before we invite you to it. Because we really only want to work with people that we're certain that we can get results for. So go ahead and get on the call and you can ask questions about that. Content is going to be for retired Spanish community in the USA. Okay. Yeah, that could be good. Could be good. All right, guys. I think that's about all. And we'll drop that link one last time. And I think that is about all. Yeah, I'm looking at YouTube. I think we got all the questions from YouTube. I think we got all the questions from Zoom. So yeah, thanks again, guys. Had a great time. Talking with you guys again. And next week we'll be going over something different. And I think we're going to be using something other than Zoom next week too. So for the people who are attending next week, look out for that. I think we're not going to be using Zoom, just FYI. So just keep that in mind. I think we're using a different software because Zoom has some issues. So, but have a good one, guys. Have a good night. Take care, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Bye, guys.